All right, welcome to the Heroic Roundtable, a Heroic Round Sidequest, the recap show where we revisit the latest episode of our actual play podcast and dive into the art of tabletop storytelling. This isn't just a recap, this is the Heroic Roundtable. All right, guys, you leveled up. Let's start with some questions. What class and level are you now? Zach, Flavius, hit us with it.
Flavius is a level 9. Level 9. You guys
about to
level
check
9?
my notes.
Surprised.
Me and Chad had some
Level-
secret conversations. Level 6.
We do one-on-one sessions.
Level 6 Paladin.
Level 6 Paladin.
You just realizing that?
Are you writing
Yeah,
this
I'm just
down?
writing this down because I need to know that. Level 6. Okay. What about you, LS, Brandon?
So I am a level 3 and level 3. First of all, I'm a full elf. Undead elf. I guess.
Contrary to
We
what
did forget-
it says right now on the screen. Does it still say half
Yeah.
elf?
No,
It just says
says
Brandon.
Oh,
I'm a level 3 rogue and a level 3 sorcerer,
cool.
making my way to
Arcane Trickster.
Arcane
Making your way
Trickster.
downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Slowly but surely.
All right, Mac, what level and class are you, my friend?
6 druid.
6 druid, boy. Awesome. Okay, what choices did you make as part of your level up, guys?
This is a
Let
boring
me get my
level.
notes out.
This is a
Wow.
boring level. Do you want to start?
Yeah, like no new feats
Okay.
because those are every odd level, right?
Yeah.
So I got hit points, which is great.
How did you roll on your hit points?
I rolled a 4 with my Constitution bonus, bumped me to 67. So I needed 2 more, and it would have been nice.
Nice.
But other than that, it's just a base attack bonus increase, and
Okay.
saves went up. I didn't get any new levels of spells. I guess the only other update is I can wild shape twice a day now, but no
Cool.
like class increase size or
What,
anything.
what's
like that?
that list like? Like, what are your choices?
Small and medium animals.
That's what it says?
Yeah,
So you could be any kind of small and medium
pretty
animal.
much. They give samples of things you could be, right? But I don't think you're limited to those unless I'm wrong.
Is it like it doesn't have to be an animal that you've had interaction with or anything?
No, man. I grab my book, my Zootopia book, and I go to town.
Dude. Could it be prehistoric animals?
Absolutely. If they're small or medium, why not?
That's crazy.
I don't think it can be like mythical or cool animals with like cool abilities. It's pretty much just be nature.
Cool, man. That's sick.
Yeah.
You have wild shaped a couple times, but both times it's been hawk. Red tail hawk.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know
think
that
I've
you've done
any,
other ones.
Any mammalians yet.
Cool, dude. You ever thought about being a pony? Being a pony bro
No,
with Jake and running around?
no.
You don't do that.
No, I've got the stats for pony and I don't want to be a pony.
Okay, got it. Any other changes for this level?
No,
for Druid?
it's a pretty straightforward level increase. I mean, skill points, right? But
Yeah. What's
do you
the
want me
base
to
attack
put
at
ranks
now?
in?
Is it a 5 or
Mine is at 4
4? Okay.
because I'm not a primary.
Yeah, it goes up like
Yeah.
half.
I'm on that
half
secondary
step.
tier.
That
yeah.
makes sense. Okay. And this is Pathfinder, guys. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, thank you, Paizo.
Yeah. Thank you, Paizo, Pathfinder. All right. What about you, Brandon? What choices did you make as part of your level up?
Yeah, so because I'm trying to get to a Arcane Trickster, I have to be able to cast second level spells, arcane spells. So I had to take a level in Sorcerer.
Nice.
And the bloodline for Sorcerer, because my bloodline is Dragon or Draconic,
Mhm.
I get a bloodline power and a bloodline spell. So the bloodline power is actually dragon resistances. So I get a +1 to my AC, which is really cool. And then I get natural energy resistances to my chosen, like my affinity based on like the dragon blood in my history in my back.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a +1 against acids.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
I do get one.
So did you have to choose what kind of dragon you're descended
Yeah, so
from?
when you start as a sorcerer, you have to pick and it stays that. So you can either pick from the chromatic dragons or true dragons. Is that the?
Isn't
there's-
there like a bloodline that's demonic or something too?
Yeah.
or-
So there's a
there's a
bunch
couple
of
of
different
extra,
like abyssal, demonic.
yeah.
There's a bunch of them, but
That's
the
cool.
the one I went with was draconic. So eventually, if you go to like level 20, you can have wings and stuff like that. So there's
Dude.
some cool things. Something
That's
that I actually haven't used maybe once or not at
okay.
all, is claws. So I've had draconic
Yeah.
claws, but I'm not actively using them because it doesn't really fit well with what I'm doing.
Sure.
So,
Are they always expressed? Like
No.
you have claws on your hands,
No,
or
no.
you actually can just
yeah.
Like a cat.
When do you have to remove your
you can
dew
retract
claws?
them?
So I actually had my dew claws removed at birth,
Yeah.
and that's when I was also fixed. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Oh,
I was
man.
spayed.
Barbaric.
Actually, I was neutered.
Spay your
barbaric.
dragons.
Yeah.
Spay your dragons.
How to Spay Your Dragon.
How to Spay
Actually,
Your-
great movie if you haven't seen
How
it.
to
How to
spay your dragons.
Spray your dragons.
Spay.
This whole life he's thought it's spray. What about any other changes that you made or choices you made?
Yeah, so I did get another first level spell,
Is
which
it
means
color spray.
So you have two.
next level
He
I
just keeps adding color spray.
so I actually almost took Obscuring Fog
Yeah.
because it's an
Okay.
amazing spell.
Because it's an obscure spell.
yeah, it's you probably haven't heard of it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
no, it's an
These
amazing
are hipster,
spell.
hipster choices.
But then I was also at the point where I was like, I have no attack spells. Like I have
Yeah.
no combat spells.
You've got no evocation.
has been super fun until like
Not for the
a
party.
couple
No.
of sessions ago.
when
Yeah.
you keep like color
Here's-
spraying undead creatures.
Brandon,
and
have
stuff.
you in Pathfinder? Do you know if it gives you the opportunity to go and change out spells? Because
You
in
can.
3.5, it gives you an opportunity to do that. Have you done that? Because I know you were kind of frustrated near the beginning of the campaign because a lot of your spells didn't affect undead.
Yeah. No, I didn't want to do that.
Mm.
You can retrain spells on level up.
Gotcha.
But I didn't want to. My character's background really is based around like subterfuge and like the underbelly. So the spells that I picked, which were True Strike, which gives you a +20 to attack for
Love
one
it.
round, right?
Yeah.
And then also Color Spray seem like they fit really well into like what he would know, like his bread and butters spells. I think where it's become difficult is because I've multi-classed. So the enemies kind of outpaced those spells. And while they're
Mhm.
still useful, the like Color Spray is hard because it only affects so many hit dice, right? And we're hitting the point where they're bigger and better than that. So that's where like the hard part comes in.
Yeah.
So like
I like when you had stacked True Strike with a sneak attack.
yeah, that was
That
nice.
felt like a really clever pairing.
And that was kind of my intent, was to be like not attacking all the time, but just when I need to, I can really drive it home, kind of a
Nice.
thing. That's the intent. So
That's sweet. That's sweet. Very cool. Any other things?
I took Shocking Grasp.
Oh,
spell.
shocking grasp.
Yeah,
That's your first truly offensive
That
spell.
actually feels subterfugey though too.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Is it? I forget. Can you have that spell loaded and not use it until you touch something?
No, it's the spell, but I can because of my legendary or my
Heirloom.
Item, or I can store a spell in it.
Yep.
I can put it in there. So
Nice.
Whenever I think of shocking grasps, I think of the original Batman
Yeah.
and how he kills that
That's
guy.
a great point.
Yeah.
Batman
Joker
kills
does.
it? Oh.
Yeah. the
Doesn't Joker do
does.
it?
with his little wind up.
Yeah.
Buzzer, hand buzzer.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we'll talk more about heirloom items here in a minute, but Zach, Flavius, any choices you made this level?
As a melee character, 6th is a big level because I went to +6/+1. So if I ever need to do a full round attack, it gives me a whole nother attack,
Sweet.
which is good because Flavius has been building up 2-weapon fighting with shield. And so that just will give me a lot more attacks in combat. So Flavius
Dude.
has definitely been leaning towards the heavier side of offensive,
Uh-huh.
and this kind of builds into it. So it's exciting for me. in
One
that
more
way.
attack,
Cool.
anyway.
What'd you say?
One more attack.
One more attack. Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's really cool.
yeah, so that's exciting. Another thing that I got that's actually really cool and what I like about leveling up was when you tie it into the campaign and what's happening,
Mhm.
is that paladins have the ability to apply mercies when they do lay on hands.
Mm.
So mercies can be specific things where they heal status ailments.
Oh,
So, for example, my first mercy that I got at level 3 was fatigued,
Mhm.
where I was able to remove fatigue from lay on hands. So
Dude.
traveling, you can remove it because fatigue is
Sure.
it's a negative to some of the things that you did. So at level 6, I can apply a mercy. It's called Haunted. The paladin's lay on hand also acts as protection from evil, but only for the purpose of allowing a new saving throw against enchantment, charm, enchantment, and compulsion effects, making the target immune to any attempts of possession or mental or exercise mental control over a target, or preventing a life force from controlling a target.
Cool.
So just an idea of being able to prevent control I don't know. I don't
Interesting.
think it'll play too much to the poison side of things,
Mm-hmm.
but I think just with how many curses have been of play, I think that's been on top of
Yeah,
Flavius.
it feels like
That's
lots of entities are trying to control
yeah,
LS.
yeah.
They
And
all
so,
want this.
They
so
all
that's
want
what I
that.
that's what I really like about leveling up is
Uh-huh.
when you can tie something that makes sense, and it's a really like it's emergent gameplay, right?
Mhm.
It's that idea of like, hey, this is something we're experiencing. This is a level up. I'm going to level up based on that.
Cool.
And that's really, really fun. So nothing really else that I called out. Like there's no ability score increase. There's no feats, but
Yeah.
that mercy was a win, as well as saving throws of going up. So just Paladin is just getting more powerful.
Cool.
Now, it feels like I'm on like a pretty good like roller coaster going up. So
Right on.
more lay on of hands, better casting, getting that mercy for any effects like that.
When,
So
Nice.
when do paladins get spells? And
they get it at
Pathfinder.
level 4.
oh, okay.
So
it's just
you've
your-
had a spell. What spell have you had?
I've just been doing cure light wounds.
Oh yeah, smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
So once we rest, I'm going to reset and try something else. Like protection from
Right on.
evil has been really good for us. So I'd
Mhm.
probably be doing that now that I know that we're dealing
Oh,
with
let's
stuff.
not get too heavy into evil. Okay.
That's
So
funny.
yeah,
Cool.
that's kind of it.
Right on. Okay, well let's shift gears and talk about heirloom items. I think that I was grateful. I think Zach brought this up. Said, "Hey, we should talk about this because it is something that we do as a house rule. We've done it for several campaigns now. It's one of my favorite things to do, which is when you create a character right out the gate. You're creating that character. I like to have everybody choose and co-create an heirloom magic item that comes with that character. And it's presumed that they received this as a part of their backstory. But the cool part about it is that as you level up, every 5 levels, it actually levels with you. So a +1 item to start, or an item with a simple ability at its first level. When you hit level 5, it becomes a +2 item and gains an additional ability. And so by the time you're level 20, you have this item that has leveled with you. And I like that, speaking of emergent gameplay, like you were saying, Zach, I like the element of now you're 5 levels into this story. Now you're 10 levels into the story. Now you're 15 levels into the story. You're starting to get more of a sense of what things would be useful, and also even how your item might have naturally wanted to grow in power with you, which I think is really fun. So I wanted to stop briefly and just say, what is your heirloom item? Why did you choose it? And how has it grown with you? So I think that would be a good question to ask. So let's go back over to Mac if we could. So Mac, what was your heirloom item and why did you choose it?
Yeah. So I went with the Heart of the Mountain ring because I'm from Mount Heart clan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a ruby ring that initially was just a ring of protection +1 AC. And I picked that because as a primary caster class, I was worried about my defensive abilities.
Yeah.
And so I have, I think, the highest AC of all of us.
21.
Um,
Mine's 21.
oh, mine's 221 as well.
Nice.
19.
Well, and then when you activate that other ability.
Yes. And then so
You
when
were-
it became 5th level, I added the ability for Iron Skin so I can become the mother flipping Colossus and just
Yeah, you
like
can.
iron up.
Uh-huh.
And that gives me an additional +4.
Yeah. Because in that last combat, you were at a 24. So you'll be at 25 now when you cast that again. Cool. So I love the idea too. This is another thing that I think is just really smart, which is you just recognize the gap that you were probably going to be facing.
Honestly, yeah, it was just kind of a fear of I've never really played a druid before, and so
Sure.
I wasn't sure what to expect. So yeah, I definitely went defensive. Like, how can I stay in battle without really thinking like, well, I could just wild shape and like avoid the battle. Like,
Yeah.
but-
I like it.
oh well.
I like it. I think it's a
Kept me
cool
alive,
item,
so.
and I actually think that there's just a lot of rich history and lore as well as backstory that ties in with what you chose.
Yeah, a little bit of conflict there with like, at least in 3.5, there was like, I don't know, I had the sense that like druids couldn't even touch metal, which I'm like, I think that might have been like some additional character trait that you could pick or something.
Sure.
But it's like, well, if I turn in my skin metal, like, I don't know, it fits with the dwarf side,
think it
not so much the
works.
druid side, but I
Yeah.
like it.
I think it works.
I wonder if that's because I played a druid that he made a pact just for flavor that he would never touch metal.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
So I made
Yeah.
like Zach hold on to my
Gold.
gold. Like I never
Oh,
handled
that-
money because it was unclean. So maybe
That's
that's part of
cool.
it.
I think originally in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons there was a level you couldn't own forged steel,
Oh,
so they made the
yeah.
assumption that sickles and scimitars weren't you had to only use cold forged steel items.
Oh, interesting.
So they couldn't be heated up. So you couldn't use
Interesting.
long swords, bastard swords. You had to use sickles and something like that. So
Weird. That's cool though. I love that kind of flavor. That's fun. Thanks, Mac. What about you, LS? Brandon, what did you choose and why did you choose it?
Yeah, so I have a dragon pendant. And going into my backstory, the dragon pendant reminds me of my past, even though I don't know a lot about it right now. It makes me feel like I know I have a connection to it. And it is a spell store slot. Well, it's actually like it functions as a quicken spell. So I cast spells into it and then it quickens, and I can quicken cast it. So as like a free action as part of my attack. So
Sweet.
but I can put any spell that I can cast into it.
Nice.
And then at level 5, we, I added a bag of holding. So it gobbles things up. Num, num, num.
Nom, 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 nom.
So yeah.
it's like a little pocket.
It is a little pocket. Yeah.
Mhm.
I have to protect this little pocket.
Right on.
So, mhm.
Awesome. Cool. All right. What about you, Flavius?
Yeah, I wanted something that really tied into my backstory for Flavius. I really like that idea of an heirloom item. So not going too long into it, basically Flavius comes from a family who was in Serenia. They were looked down upon because what ended up happening is that I had an uncle, a family member, a great uncle who basically turned against the church, went into the dark magics, and he was basically disappeared. So years have passed, and so Flavius went out and started to do like conscription, and he became a part of this like mini crusade, and he ended up encountering his great uncle. And when he did, he was one of the last few people who remained from the crusade, whatever you want to call it. And he had found this book, this large bound book that was wrapped in chains that looked like it was from serpents. And so when me and Chad were talking about Flavius, we basically came up with rules that said that since it was a recorded family heirloom of Orsini's, it could belong to Flavius. So instead of going straight back to the church, it would stay with Flavius. So it's called I call it the Scudo di Vipera Legata. So it's an Italian for the book of the bound viper. And so the book can't open. It's wrapped in chains. There's no lock on the chains. And so basically what it is, it's a +1 iron shield. It acts as like an iron shield, but it has a light component to it. So that was like the magical effect of it. And then when I got to level...
sorry, a physical light or it's treated as a light
It's treated
shield?
as a light
treated as a
shield.
light
Gotcha.
shield, but it
Yeah.
has the components.
No,
of being
that's
a
fair.
shield.
Yeah.
So I did that because I wanted to tie into Flavius being very aggressive. He wanted to use the shield as an attack, so that I can wrap my arms in the chain. I don't think we've ever really explained it. And then
Yeah.
at level 5, basically what ends up happening is that the chains will shoot out from it up to 30 feet, and then I can do a ranged grapple check.
What?
And then
That's sick.
Yeah.
and so it goes out 30 feet. I've never really had a chance to use it, but it goes out, and if it is larger than me, then I automatically get pulled to it. But if it's my size or smaller, I can make the decision of me having it being pulled to me.
With like a
So,
CMD.
Yeah, it's a
Straight
CMD.
up.
So
Chains from my dreams.
yep, change for my dreams. So
You could have saved my life against the Manticore.
yeah.
If you would have used that.
Yep. And that's a hard thing
He
too.
could've,
I could have, but I didn't. So
Yeah.
keep
But
saying your prayers.
at least you didn't kill me. so.
Yeah.
That's great.
So yeah, I'm excited because we've talked on the side, and it's exciting to think of like the progression of it, seeing what little secrets can lie inside of this book, and carrying it around with me.
Very cool.
So and I think that's one thing I kind of failed at, is explaining like using it and talking about it, because it is kind of such a central
well,
part of my
it's
character.
funny because it's not the only locked tome that you guys have encountered.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it, is because it goes into the church's
It's part of the lore.
They're part of the lore, right? Secrets, right? And so to me, to have this heirloom, this relic of my family that's bound in secrets, it's a mystery I have to unfold. I really like that.
That's
so.
really cool. I like that. Okay, cool. So the final question about heirloom magic items, and then we'll shift topics here, is just, has it been what you hoped for, or would you pick something different if you could start over?
The item itself, our items?
Yeah.
I'll go. I wish I would have been more focused on it, because in internalizing it for myself, I always visualize or like Flavius with it, but I don't think I've done a good job. So I really like the item. I wish I just made it more prevalent in talking about it and using it
Sure.
a lot more often.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea to tie it to how I found it to build character interaction that way. So I think that's been my biggest regret is not kind of highlighting that.
Yeah.
Because I know John's talked about it. I don't think Brandon's mentioned the pendant as well, maybe once or twice. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing that I think has been a little bit of miss on me. So I love the item. I'm like, oh, but I failed to really like be external with it to talk about it. And I think there's opportunities as we're wrapping up season 1 to kind of reintroduce it.
Yeah, it's a good call. Well, and the other part of that is my part to own, which is like, you know, people are interacting with you and meeting you, but nobody is like, dude, you're like carrying this big book, you know, that's wrapped in chains. That's pretty unique.
Yeah.
And so it seems like people in the world probably should be recognizing that more often too.
Yeah.
It's a good
But
call.
I like the item and I like where it's going.
Cool. What about you, LS?
I love my item. I think it works super well with where I'm at. Like, it's a great place for me to store my treasure. I like the growth. Yeah, the growth element of it.
Oh, car.
But yeah, to me, the item isn't like I wear it under my shirt, right? So it's not supposed to be visible. It's just for me. It's an item just for me. It's just for LS. So I really like it. Cool. One element of sorcerers at first level, right? You can either have a bonded familiar or a bonded item. I think we probably could have worked in how to make it my bonded item so that it had an additional buff.
Yeah.
Cool.
And maybe we can do that like retroactively, right? Because I still don't have a familiar.
not
I'm still
we
single,
could.
ready to mingle.
That's
Oh,
interesting you mentioned that because I thought about that because with a paladin you can either do a mount or you can do basically like
sword.
a sword or a weapon.
Yeah, holy something.
Yeah, so I wanted to kind of
Dude, I'm
double
all
dip.
about the retroactive. I would work with you on that. It'd be fun. It'd be super cool.
Could be fun.
We're gonna have to kill Tremendous though.
Dude, tremendous. I liked it better when he was Thunderic. That was my favorite.
Gone too soon.
He gone too soon. Rip Thunderic.
We had a lot of fun with that.
Let's make sure that this episode is in memory of Thunderic.
Memory of the
R.I.P.
bear.
What about you, Mac?
No regrets. I don't think my item is like unique or does anything to like pull the story along, and I haven't really done much to incorporate it. Like I should maybe like have some Captain Planet call outs when I use it.
Cool.
Heart. That's a good point. Like have some type of phrase you have to use to get the stone skin so people know it's there.
Some Fraser. But I think it's cool having a character with a past that he's running from and having his item be from his family is kind of a way to like center him in that.
It's cool.
And I think as we play the campaign more and if we potentially interact with those types of things, like we'll be able to connect it better. But for now, it's just kind of like a reminder.
That's cool. It's almost just for you right now until the story expands.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, let's shift gears. Do you need a second? Pretty good. We have a special guest. This is our first guest ever.
And I've been here the whole time.
And he's been here the whole time.
After what? Almost 60 episodes.
Literally been sitting in this seat for 60 episodes waiting for you to reveal
So
me.
shame on all the fans for not calling it out.
That's
because
right.
He's been with us the whole entire time.
So this is Nate. He is an actual play superfan. Can you believe it or not? An actual play superfan. Nate, welcome to the show. And what does it take to be an actual play superfan?
You just got to watch a lot of D&D. And
Watch a lot of D&D.
and have a strong desire for the parasocial relationships that come along with it.
Okay.
So that means you have to have no real life friends.
Okay. But you have lots of parasocial friends.
I have so many parasocial friends. Yeah.
Who's your parasocial best friend?
It's you.
Okay.
Except
So-
it's not parasocial anymore because I can go like this. If you're looking on the screen, you can see me go
He's right here.
through the...
So what shows do you listen to besides Heroic Round?
Religiously, I listen to Dimension 20.
Cool.
I also just started listening to, I can't remember the name of it. It's the new, I wrote it down because I knew you were going to ask me this.
Deborah Ann Wool.
Yeah, Tales from the Wood Creek with Deborah Ann Wool. Those have been really good.
Very cool.
I've listened to a bunch of Critical Role. Not probably not as religiously as like a hardcore Critical Role fan.
Sure.
What else?
Not a critter then?
Not a critter, but a critter enough that I kind of I love D&D. So
Call our super fans heroic roundhounds.
the Roundhounds.
Rounders. I don't know.
Rounders.
Something. Well, so as somebody who's heard everything that we've made,
Yeah.
What makes Heroic Round stand out to you?
I think one of the really great things that makes Heroic Round stand out is I can tell that you guys have been playing together for a really long time. As opposed to like a cast of people who some may have never played before, but maybe they're actors or comedians and they're kind of testing the waters, or a party that was thrown together because they're coworkers or cast to be in the show. It's really cool to watch a group of buddies who just love telling stories come together, and it really comes through in one, just like the friendships feel really tangible. The bits feel really organic. And I just feel like the storytelling, I think you all kind of have over the years found your place of where you each fit in kind of the dynamics of the storytelling. And it's just really fun to see that play out. And it's also fun to watch. I know this is going to sound weird, but it's like normies play. Like you're not professional actors or professional improvisers or professional voice actors like a lot of other shows. It's like you're just a group of friends who has this passion and you're really good at it, but it just shows how accessible the game can be. And I really enjoy that aspect of it. And like the proof is in the pudding. I'm sitting on this couch right now and I'm about as normie as they get. So yeah.
Don't sell yourself short, Nate.
No, I'm just being honest.
That's cool. Well, so who would you recommend Heroic Round to? Who do you think our audience is?
Anybody who's down for a good hang, has a little bit of a naughty sense of humor, and who is down for some adventure.
Cool.
Yeah. I feel like if you grew up wishing you had friends to talk about all the nerdy things that you wanted to talk about with, like this is a really good show to listen to, because it feels like an extension of the friends that I wish I had growing up, if that makes sense. So
I'm really happy you mentioned that, because that's what we've really been trying to do.
Is make people feel left out of our friendship.
No, but more than anything, it makes it.
We want to make people jealous.
One thing we've done, we've tried to do. If you've listened to us for a while, you know that these used to be recap episodes.
Yeah.
And over the past, how like 3 or 4 months now, it's been this roundtable. Because one thing we always talked about is one thing that I think people don't understand is that when you grow up playing D&D, or when you're playing D&D, so much of the fun of it is, Brandon always mentions it, but getting on the bus Monday morning after a session on that weekend and talking to your best friends about what happened. And having your secret conversations where the DM's not around so you can kind of plan. And I think that's a fun aspect of what we try to do with our actual plays and what we're trying to do with the round table.
Yeah.
Really trying to get those feelings.
Almost like we have like bonds of having served in a war together. It's like a war in our shared collective mental space.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well said. That's interesting.
It's kind of fun. And it's fun that we get to like share that with people.
Yeah.
It's like a fake foxhole friendships. Yeah.
That's what we
A
call
friendship born in the trenches of your imagination.
That's a good one.
That's a good call out.
Foxy rounders. No.
Well, did you have something to add, Brandon?
I think Zach hit it. Because we have more complicated lives now than when we were 10 and 12. So we don't get that opportunity to get together like we used to and just kind of pontificate on, well, what do you think Chad is going to throw at us next? Or how can we use those spells in for synergy and things like that? And specifically, Zach and I we lived together for a long time.
Yeah. And
we would drive home after a session and we would talk about it. Or if we were mad at each other, we would be mad at each other and cry about it. So yeah, some of that is like Zach said, it adds to that, that funness, and it helps with coming into a session. It's on your mind more often throughout the week, or at the time we were playing 3 or 4 times a week, which is crazy.
We didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah.
We'll have it again.
Yeah, but
It's called retirement. Yeah.
It's called.
It is.
everybody else is going to be on their VR goggles.
That we're doing this full time. We'll play more than just.
It will happen.
Weeks. Yeah.
But it's nice to have that like extra touch point throughout the week or between sessions to keep it fresh in your mind and really just like mull over like, oh, how can we, like, we stopped at this like cliffhanger, what can we do? And then it allows you when you come into the session to be a little fresher, to be a little more like, to jump right back in and be like, all right, Zach's gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and we're gonna totally mess up your plans, right?
Cool. That's very cool. Well, sweet. Well, do you guys have any questions for Nate that you want to ask?
Yeah, I would love to know, like, what have you felt? One thing I'm always thinking about when we're recording and playing is that with every single group, you're always going to have a balance of dialogue, NPC interaction, lore, and then the biggest contrast is combat. I feel as a player and a podcast, I feel like this campaign is really low combat. Mm-hmm. How does that feel for you? Is that something that you notice, or is it something that like irks you? Are you expecting more, or does it feel like a good mix?
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
Cool.
I think combat's overhyped. I think it's important, but I think story should take precedence over everything. Cool. So if combat interferes with story, drives me nuts. But also if there's like, like other things can distract from story as well. Like if the story is not progressing and there's like lagging because you're looting, or if it's lagging because you're having like a prolonged conversation with an NPC that's not really going anywhere, or if you're dilly-dallying because you guys can't make a decision about where you want to go, like those things kill the story just as much as arbitrary combat. So for me, like as long as it's like reading a book, and if the book just kind of like stops, the pacing stops and the plot stops moving forward and you kind of get stuck in like a weird spot and it's like, what's going to like, do they forget that there's a plot? Yeah. That's the thing that takes me out of it. Like to me, watching or listening to a show like you guys make is really like watching a book come to life in the moment, improvised in a sense. Mm-hmm. Like it's collective storytelling. And the most important thing about storytelling is like, you have to have conflict and resolution. Like there's buildup, conflict, resolution, and it happens over and over as in micro spurts as you do that on a macro level. Like there should be an overarching plot that you're also moving towards. So yeah, the lack of the lack of combat, like in every other episode, doesn't bother me at all. And I feel like the combat that has taken place that I've been able to witness has felt really organic. Like interactions with the Manticore felt like there was really good buildup. The really cool scene that you had when the spectral griffins showed up was super sick. Like doing the battlefield of the mind, like the theater of the mind. Like the storytelling was impeccable and the combat was really fun. And I was like envisioning everything that was happening and I felt the stakes and the tension. So yeah, like moments like that are awesome, but I don't want a session that's all that.
That's cool. That makes sense.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Knowing what you know and what you've listened up to the point, if you had to make a character that would fit into this world, what would you want to play to be part of God's army?
That's a cool
You mean the Holy Trust?
I thought it was Mac in the voice.
Okay, it's just as an aside, I'm sitting between LS and Mac right now, and I've got a chance to look at both of their character sheets and like learn their actual names, and it had me cracking up. I don't know if those have been revealed like to the general audience.
Brandon, I love your character. I hate posting about you on socials because I have to do LS. And I'm like, and I've had 3 people now in my family.
Like, what does LS mean?
Everybody thinks your name is Ellis.
Well,
I did for a while.
Ellis early on. I was doing on accident.
Sorry, going back.
Anyway, so that was just like a delightful little side quest for me to notice those things. If I could be a character in God's army, I'm going to go with it.
Yes.
I'm on board with God's army just because
it's never been used before.
It's never been used before.
You heard it here first.
What character would I play? That's a tough one. Well, I'm feeling an instinct to try and like round out the party in some way. Yeah. And also you're playing you're playing Pathfinder, which I'm not super familiar with the characters, but it seems like having somebody that's a little bit more spell casting heavy or healing heavy would be helpful. Maybe not.
LLS.
No. Or
Yeah, that's right.
Nate hasn't heard that one yet.
He doesn't know what's going to happen.
I don't know that. Well, I do know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was sitting here and heard about.
Okay. Yeah.
Things and stuff.
I know that LS is an undead, and I know that the Manticore Daddy gets him. I just don't know the details around it.
Yeah. Heartbreaking.
Sounds
Very
heartbreaking. But I'm glad you got bit by the undead
Yeah.
and the werewolf. We'll see how that shakes.
Allegedly,
Allegedly,
yeah.
I've been wanting that to play out for quite some time now. Wondering all of those things. So it's not like the strongest answer, but
That's cool.
I would want to play, but I also would want to play a character that, like one of the things that I've had questions about is like I know that that you're like kind of a religious squad of you represent the church, but I don't know a whole lot of the lore behind the church or the overarching influence the church has on the land that you're in or what the mission, like the overarching mission is, and I really am curious about that. And would want maybe a character that could want to play a character that sheds a little bit more light on that aspect of things.
Cool. Awesome.
Unless you're intentionally hiding it as a plot device.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know. It's up to you.
No.
No,
It's more like the church started as an idea, but fleshing out the idea would take too long, and so it was like, let's just play, you know.
Okay, yeah, that's
And
fair.
so
Yeah.
If so, this is so interesting, and I don't know if this is the right time. We could even cut this out, but
Let's just talk. I'm good to talk.
But I think the thing that's cool is if you guys pull up your backstory pages. I don't know if some of you have looked already or not, but I've been adding to them and fleshing them out and adding things in
Oh, since last session?
since last session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like Zach has a page now that is all about the Church of the Holy Day. And I actually have scripture in there and all kinds of stuff that's more fleshed out. So exactly the thing that you're asking for, which is like, I have the tenets of the church. I have all of the titles in the church and the hierarchies and like the political interplay between the different orders. And I even have some fringe groups within the church and like how they represent themselves and everything. And then I've clarified what your backstory main quest is for everybody, which of course I want feedback from everybody on. And I changed yours quite a bit, John, because...
It must be a new document because only things are stricken out. There's nothing added.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not possible.
What are they called? Do you remember?
Yeah, it should just be your name.
Flavius?
And then it's your first name with... Oh, I saw you here. You're here, John.
My first name is L.
It just updated.
Yeah, look under who you know.
Okay.
And you have the old document, but your main document is
There it is.
updated.
The signature Zach burp.
Gotten better.
Yeah, but if you go and look, so I still have more to do. So just as each of you still has more that I'm working on. I'm not quite done because there's still more characters to flesh out, more
think the
things,
Wi-Fi's
connections to
working a bit.
make.
Well, at least mine is.
Is the Wi-Fi not?
I love a
working
good
for you?
Bork.
There's a lot to update probably, but
You don't have time to write 30 to 40 pages of each character?
dude,
with
it's a
unique
lot.
backstory?
I think I probably created 60 pages of content.
You're wild.
For you guys. And part of it is like it came out of the place where it came out of, honestly, was being a player for a minute, doing that session where I was in Mothership. And I was like, oh, I used to provide so much more to these guys, and I just haven't. And so I was like, I'm just going to go for it and start creating more of this stuff. So there's much more. So for instance, with yours, Brandon, I have some good things there, but I also have more clarity on who the people you know are. I just don't have all their sheets created yet. But I do have one that's very important because of what happened at the end of last.
Yes.
But I wanted you to have a chance to read this and review it before we play our session tonight, because you're going to need to know that and have clarity on it.
Okay, what else do you guys want to know from a listener?
Johnny, do you have a question?
I'm put on the spot now.
If you had to date one of us.
Mac.
Mac, I knew
Oh,
it.
that's a good
Mac
answer
for
because
sure.
it's Mac in the gang.
It's
So you get all of us.
Back in the game. So I have the final group question then. So the final group question, this includes you, Nate, is
Great.
just if you could ask any character or NPC in the campaign one question right now, who would you ask and what would you want to know?
Tibbets. Where you at, dog?
Where the hell is Virgil?
Where you been?
We lost all of our NPCs.
Also,
Except for Landon, right?
Yeah,
Landon is the only one.
Landon stayed, and you started picking up some new
we
ones.
got some new ones. Lola. No, I'm genuinely curious about his backstory. I'm like, what's the deal? You know?
Yeah, where does Tibbets
The
fit
Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, I would probably want to ask Marcus about his family and like his goals, like, which is funny because we'll probably get into that pretty soon. But I think it's. Well, I'm sorry. I need my thunder vest.
Did you just hit the? You touched the microphone?
Did.
He gets punished after the episodes when he touches the microphone.
One lashing per edit.
Yeah, I think it's always good because Brandon and John can attest that I like to fix and set things up really perfectly before moving on, and sometimes that's a flaw. So in my mind, I'd be like, "Hey, Marcus, what's your end goal?" Like,
just tell me everything, dude.
yeah, because we're already discovering that there's this cycle that's happening with the Corbeau and the Green Man, and it feels like it's happening again. So we just let nature take its course, and we already knew in one of the episodes that the church already had interjected. So is this just like a general vibe of the area? Are these just two families that keep infighting? And how did it start? What's his goals?
Cool.
Like he's bringing a lot of like pain and suffering to people, or does he not realize that? So probably that.
Awesome. All right, Nate or Brandon?
I have mine, so I'll go. I want to ask Orsic,
Orsic of Ural?
yeah, what he saw in his visions. Like, but I want to expand that to like, I want to know all the Silent Brotherhood secrets, right? What did they swear themselves?
Crack that book open.
Yeah, what did they
let's get that
swear
book
themselves to silence about? Because Orsic was, I don't know if this is a spoiler.
That's
for you.
all right. Spoil away.
Orsic was a Silent Brother, and he's an ex-Silent Brother.
Interesting.
And so, what are they not telling us? What are they holding back?
The unsilenced.
That's
It's
cool.
the unsilenced.
Let's look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah. So that's mine.
That's cool.
Honorable mention: Zelion Tusk. I want to know,
And Zelion Tusk
how
would
you get all
ask
that
you
gold?
why you didn't set up his golem.
and I need to know more about, like, is he getting subsidies to build these? Like, is he actually profitable? Like, is this just all a farce?
Yeah.
Are you even from this country?
He's from South Serenia.
He's running the Doge. Yeah, good stuff. All right, what about you, Nate?
Mine would just be for the three. I can't pick one, but I really want to understand everybody's attachment to the church. Like, I have assumptions about Flavius being a little bit more pious. I have no idea why LS is like involved in the church.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't talk or appear, like his physical appearance doesn't to me communicate a churchy type person.
Yeah.
And Mac, I don't know if in the next couple episodes we figure out a little bit more, but I'm like, I understand. Yeah, I would love to understand more about that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's funny you mentioned that because that's like conversations we've had off camera.
Yeah.
about
It's
that
like
kind of stuff.
it feels a little bit like following Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and knowing that they all go to Hogwarts, but not knowing why or really what Hogwarts is.
Got dibs on Ronnie. I'm Ronnie the Bear.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where
it
it's
does
like,
make sense.
It might be a
Like-
spoiler, but my parents are dentists.
okay, all right.
I knew I was Harry Potter. So.
Shit, we accidentally gave him
You
main
said
character
that.
energy.
You
Harry
said
Potter.
that, not
He's
me.
Neville. I'm Harry. Just kidding. Neville's badass at the end.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But that's
Cool.
as the episodes have gone on, I've gotten increasingly more curious about, like, I see the plot moving forward, but I still don't have like there's not a motivation behind it. I'm like, why are you guys together? Like, how did you even come together in the first place? And why are you so insistent on representing the church and being kind of the church's hand of justice in the world? And what power does the church have? Is this like a big church, a little church? So a lot of the questions that I have right now are just wanting to understand the driving factors behind how y'all came together and what you're trying to accomplish in the world, other than trying to solve the mysteries that are cool. Like, I feel like there's a bigger thing that you're pursuing, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the story that I'm in with the Manticore and the Silent Brotherhood and the Green Man, the Green Knight, what is he?
The Green Man.
The Green Man.
Yeah.
Like these all seem to be stored. They like, it doesn't feel like you intentionally went out in the world to solve these problems. It feels like on your way to do whatever you set out to do, you stumbled upon them.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you feel like it's kind of your duty as representatives to help kind of solve these issues. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of like if you're the King Arthur's knights or whatever, and you're out in his kingdom and you see a problem, you want to do your, but I don't know like what the overarching, story is. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention.
No, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Okay.
We're just Scooby doing
Scooby. No. And I also realize that that's what's happening. Like in like outside the game, I realize that you guys are just playing the game. But as an outside watcher, that's a question that I want answered.
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
I love it. I love that. That's a great question.
I have a question for you, Chad, about this.
I hope I have an answer.
What, always related to this.
What
you
is
asked
your
us
quest?
what we would want to ask,
What is your
right?
name?
I would love to know what NPC you wish we spent more time with.
Great question.
Like, what was one? Like, because I know we always have this conversation. If you DM, you always have so much more normally there. Is there one, whether NPC or situation that you're like, man, I felt I missed out on, them spending this much more time,
Sure.
With this NPC? Do you have one specifically that comes to mind?
Yes. So Virgil is one that's kind of been floating for a long time that I think he has so much more to say, but it's not proper. He's a valet. And so I think he needs more push from the group to be more vocal about what's going on with him. I think additionally, Orsic of Yordle.
Yeah.
Orsic is like, he's an interesting NPC because he's clearly not of this land or like around these people. And he's also detached from the Scooby-Doo moments that are here. But he's meant to be, I guess maybe this is too on the nose, but he is a representation of the overarching story that's beyond, which is what you're asking about.
And
like,
that
he represents that like, there's like actually things that are much bigger and more impactful that are connected to everything that are not just in Thornhaven Forest,
When you introduced Orsic, I looked at it and I said, this is bait for another storyline. I can't jump on it because we're right in the middle of trying to get back with LS. And so it is interesting.
Did you go off by yourself?
From a storytelling perspective.
You never leave the party.
A lot of things happen, Nick. But like one of the things though is from a storyteller's perspective, that's what I wanted though. Yep. I wanted you to get a taste and move on, but you didn't get the full bite. So like there was more on the spoon
because
that
we're
I was
supposed
trying
to
to
do a little
for you.
peep show with him.
Yeah,
and
because there was a hole in the wall in his room and everything. Like you were going to get a chance to go see more, and you just left us with the.
And I know I wanted to do it because I think for Flavius' character,
really,
it would have been great because I already had read that letter.
Sure.
I'm curious
that
and
was
disgusted.
sent to the Green Man, I believe, or I can't remember who it was sent to. The letter from the church talking about basically destabilizing this area. And so it would have been a 1-2 punch for Flavius to then hear more.
That's another
about
aspect, which is like not even necessarily spending more time with NPCs,
Yeah.
spending more time in the documents that you've found.
I was thinking
Because there's
about
some documents that you have that actually shed more light on stuff that's like bigger story, and you learn more about like the church and like meddling.
Yep.
And understanding like, oh wow, we're
not meddling, improving.
We're part of a pattern that this church has, right? And so like there's again just stuff that is in more of the overarching story that connects with that.
Thank you for that.
But I think also, to Nate's point, you guys have so there's this energy of candidly us making a show and kind of seeing, could we do it?
Yeah.
Like, can we do it? And part of that energy was like, let's just get in and tell a story and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now as
knowing that this is the first time, like it's one thing to get together and play as friends.
Oh, yeah.
And it's another thing to be like, let's play as friends and broadcast it and see if people like it.
Yeah.
And then there's another whole level to it, which is like, let's plan an actual story that we want to tell.
Yeah.
And you guys started at let's just play and see if people like watching us play.
That's right.
And I fully understand that that's what I came into.
Yeah.
And the things that I'm pointing out are things that if you were to like hit the reset button, these are things that you would probably, I know you would probably think about.
That comes back to like, okay, I said to you guys, I created 60 pages of something like backstory. That's me now catching up and saying, okay, actually, Like there's a lot here that I haven't expressed to you guys, but has been rattling around in my head or like in separate notes. Like let me actually go put them in together because there are things that are happening in your backstories too that connect to the overarching story that I want to tell over the course of like 4 seasons, maybe. You know
what I'm bought into is that this is like a season 0.
Yeah.
You're
that's
like
really
testing,
what it's like.
you're testing a world, you're testing characters, you're testing the dynamic, how it feels to, and it's like when you kind of conclude the season and start again, you can introduce more lore and more. Yeah. This is like a mini, almost starting with a side quest almost.
Well, I'm excited too for like some of the big set pieces that are just kind of hinted at, like Sanctum. You know what I mean? And like being in the heart of the church and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm excited for you to experience those and all of a sudden shift into a much more like politically charged situation. And there's so many things that I think will be really
and how does
fun.
Flavius deal with romance?
Yes.
Oh, you're
Regina.
That letter, that letter was very well written.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to open the kimono for all of our listeners and for you, Nate. Like
let it hang out.
When we talked about it, one thing you highlighted is you like the idea this is like the normie. Like, I think two things we really wanted to highlight, probably one's bigger for me, but the first one is we wanted to play and record as close as possible as how we do it. We really wanted people to see, like, you can set up, you can play in your basement. You don't need these big virtual tabletops. You need dice and then a website. Like, that's it. You can go and play from nothing. But like as you mentioned, we really have enjoyed this to the point of wanting to adjust to make it a better experience.
And there are trade-offs to playing for yourself and playing for an audience.
And it's just
the stuff I'm bringing up is the selfish stuff as an audience member that I would want. That doesn't matter if you're just playing for yourself. Yeah, so this is like the maturation of the D&D party learning to play for an audience.
With what you're saying, Nate, so it is interesting that you mentioned that because a lot of the changes, a lot of what we've done with Heroic Round is always brought to that contrast of like, how much are we departing from what we feel is true to what we're doing? And it's been interesting. I think we've all kind of had these really big awakenings being like, oh, we don't do this, or we don't do this, or we don't explain this. And so it's been exciting to try to change and adjust things, but try to stay as close as you can because we're mixing media. We're changing one way of doing it. So it's been interesting.
It's been crazy to me just today learning that you guys have all these backstory. You know all these things about your characters that we are not privy to.
Yes.
Even something as simple as your legendary items.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you guys talk about these and I'm like, where have these been? This is sick. Like, that's so cool.
I saw you just like out of the corner of my eye.
But it's a good point too, though, is like we've never played for an audience because we've only played for ourselves. These are things we haven't thought to be like, oh, let's bring to the foreground and make sure everyone understands.
But it absolutely should be.
But it should be.
Yeah.
And so like I love the call out.
And so much of that is like character development. It's like what makes your character. If you had been walking around with this freaking chained up book, like that adds that one little thing adds so much complexity. And I'm sitting there thinking about like Mortal Kombat or Legend of Zelda with his his grappling hook. His hook shot. Like that's so sick. And then I'm sitting here imagining LS filling up his little medallion with colored sand, and, and he just uses it on a whim, and it just pops, and because that's the only spell he. I just associate you with pocket sand now, colorful pocket sand.
Pocket sand is the pocket.
Anyway, and I didn't even know, like seeing you turn your skin to metal would be so sick. And I'm sitting here thinking like, why aren't you finding excuses to use these legendary items? Like they should be coming up every other episode. I want to.
And it's super helpful having you give this input.
Yeah, it is.
Super.
I want to see you talking to a tree snake and like, or whatever that creepy Callista when you took off flying. Like it would have been so sick if you would have used your little metal skin. I don't know if you had access to it then. Yeah, it makes sense. But even like the wild shaping, you've only done it twice, and it's such a as a druid, it's such a cool feature that you should exploit over and over again.
I'm saving it.
No, don't save yourself. Don't save yourself. Okay, wait, what do you mean you're saving it? Meaning, do you like store up magic points?
It's like cooler if all of a sudden.
No, it's not.
It's cooler if I don't.
It's cooler if you do it every episode.
Once. Folks should smash.
It's like what is it? The Force Awakens, when all of a sudden the Force can resurrect somebody from the dead, and it's like, or the speed running in the first,
episode 1.
The episode 1, and that never happens again. You can run fast with the Force. Anyway, use it more often.
These criticisms
please
are driving me to take up a variant where I give up wild shape entirely.
You are about to record another episode,
Yeah, we are.
and I want to see you wild shape at least once.
Time.
Like some
You're
What
gonna
does
be a
Max say?
ferret.
And I'm like,
Mac has turned into a mouse.
Just turned into a ferret immediately.
He's Mackie Mouse.
He is Mackie Mouse. Mackie Mouse.
That's amazing.
I like that.
That was my first bit, guys.
Hey,
welcome.
good. It's gonna
Congratulations.
stick.
Thank you.
It's gonna stick. I appreciate it. Cool. Any other final thoughts or questions for
I
Nate?
could talk for hours. Maybe we will do some.
We'll just do
social
another.
media
We'll just
stuff.
do another one of these.
Anytime.
Okay, we'll have you back. We'll
Anytime.
do another one of
Thanks for
these.
letting me be critical of your.
Joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
It's all love. I just am really enjoying. Thanks for creating something that's so fun to listen to. That I've literally spent 30 or 40 hours of my life just like you in my ear holes telling a story that I love listening to.
I'm not trying to seem hyperbolic, but if we only made this so you can enjoy it, Nate, like that's a win in my book. And I'm being legitimate. Like it's such a great feeling to know that the joy that I feel getting together with Brandon, Chad, and John, and what we've been doing for the last 30 years, to give people the opportunity to say like, hey, here's a little taste of it. Try to figure it out yourself. Like, and if you can enjoy what we're doing, then that is such a huge win for Heroic Round.
It does mean
taste
more
our
than
friendship
you know.
dip.
Yeah. Yeah, it does mean
Cool
more
ranch.
more than you know, Nate.
Yeah.
It means a lot to us, truly. Thank you.
Well, you've inspired me to maybe go play myself. So if I could
We're gonna
find,
play with you.
if I can
We're gonna make
find
it
some
happen.
friends.
Playing.
We're going to
Okay.
play with you. It's going to be fun. Okay, guys, that is it for this episode of the Heroic Roundtable. Thanks for hanging out with us, and a special thanks to Nate. Remember to submit your questions so that we can feature it in the next episode. And if you're enjoying our content, don't forget to cleave that subscribe button and leave a review. It helps the show grow, and we will eventually be able to hire more paid actors to come on the show and tell us how great we are. Just like Nate. Until next time, remember to live heroic and die historic.